過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new chapter of Gundam Seed Soldier. And honestly, guys, for those, I know this, once again, another thing is that I know that this isn't one of my most popular fanfic stories, actually. I'm aware. But like I said, I enjoy doing it. But for a shout out for all of those who still support this fanfic and story, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys watching and commenting on these stories helped me out a lot to, continue doing stuff like this just for the fun of it and to help me improve my own writing style and storytelling. So yeah, thanks again. Also, a little bit of a recap for past chapter. The battle between that of the Alliance's 8th Orbital Fleet and that of the, ZAFT 10th Fleet began the battle to destroy the Archangel. However, soon, Eren steps in with the Loveless to defend that of the 8th Fleet to prevent many more losses, such as the illustrious Rear Admiral Dwayne Halberton, with then soon also trying to kill that of Lacroixet as well to prevent many of the more major headaches in that of Gundam Seed. However, due to the actions of certain, minor pilots being Gin pilots, turns out that didn't work out so well. So, Eren had to make a choice: kill Lacroixet, or basically allow the Admiral and the civilians die. He chose the latter, unfortunately, which that he soon basically obliterated the 10th Fleet and then soon saved the civilians from Izek's damn rampage with that, and also even saving the Platinum Rage idiot as well from burning up in the Earth's atmosphere when Eren basically sliced up the Duel's mobile suit's limbs and backpack as well. Not only that, with the Archangel also having to save Kira as well, they basically diverted from course, landing in that of Northern Africa, which is also ZAFT territory, run by two of the most illustrious commanders in the ZAFT army. And as for Eren, basically giving that of Izek a freaking reality check about his attitude and how he's about to go down in life as somebody who's basically turning into the very same thing that is a Blue Cosmos supporter, and that's of a coordinator Puritan as well. Man willing to give up his own humanity for his pride. With that, soon, Izek takes Eren's words with that of heart. However, he, instead of wanting to kill Kira, he now wants to kill him, proving that he's better than him. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 5, Consequences of Actions. Currently, right now, Eren is continually heading back to the Archangel. However, we are not focusing on him heading back to the Archangel. Right now, we are focusing on the remaining 10th Fleet of the ZAFT space fleet. With then, again, basically getting contact with Lacroixet. With then soon, the veteran old coordinator couldn't help but have that of a pissed off look on his face. With then soon, as for Lacroixet, you can't really see anything past the mask, but behind the mask, he's basically freaking out right now, thinking about what Eren has said to him. With then soon, again saying, Lacroixet, explain yourself. Saying, explain myself? Explain what? Saying, explain what? Explain what? Explain on how one goddamn mobile suit was able to destroy my entire fleet. All of my men, good men, women, basically lost their lives. All because you didn't give us any information on what that suit is capable of. But then LaCroix basically getting annoyed at being towed down by that of a person that he sees as beneath him. He clenches his fist in that of annoyance, but still having that of a calm facade, saying, again, that mobile suit was not in that of the G-Weapon project. There was only 5 of them, not 6. This one was most likely designed by the mercenary himself. We didn't know any. With then soon Zagan basically slams his fist, saying, "Bullshit! Listen here, LaCroix. I don't know on how that you were able to even find the information about those mobile suits, and how the Earth Alliance was even able to even develop them in secret." As somebody who also lived on Orb, I refuse to believe that they helped out the Earth forces willingly. It was most likely that the Earth forces were pretending to not build that of mobile suits, using that of Orb's Morgan Reed facility to design them. At first, I was a little bit peeved that you basically destroying an entire colony just to take out one mobile suit and one ship. That stunt still is putting that of the planet under a lot of fire. Our sympathy points that we gained throughout the entirety of the war due to Julius 7 has now gone down the drain because of your actions. Just be thankful that we are still able to gain some support due to the mobile suits being developed on that of a neutral colony, making it seem like the Alliance is basically using neutral lands to develop them. However, this farce of a battle, this farce of a fight, I was okay with wanting to bring down the great Admiral Hal Burton. I have seen the man as a rival for so long, but at the cost of so many of my subordinates, so many ships destroyed as well. I'll let you know this: I answered your call believing that this would be the perfect chance to fight back, but like I said, their lives are on your head for not giving us the proper information and finding out the information about this damn mercenary as well, and what group he's part of. So, and honestly, if I find out that Zala was even able to pull you out of your pull your ass out of the fire this time, just let you know, you've lost more supporters than you've gained, losing my support as much as you even had it. This is Zagan out. After that, soon, Zagan's video comm goes out with then soon the captain of the Lesseps couldn't help but sigh, saying, "What now, Commander?" Saying, "We've done what we could. As for Dirka, I know that both Dirka and Isaac are currently down on Earth. Once they get out that of a distress call, I hear that Wolffield's company is actually down there. So they should be able to look after them. And not just Wolffield, but also Commander Izuyo and her White Fangs as well. Then soon, the captain couldn't help but be shocked, saying, "So that's where she's been for the past couple of months. I thought for sure that she was still back in orbit, or possibly in that of Carpentaria." Within, Laflaga couldn't help but be shocked, saying, "Oh, that woman Shiro. She's quite something else. I believe she went into Northern Africa for specific reasons, after all." With then the captain getting confused, saying, "What kind of reasons?" With then LaCroix couldn't help but smile as his worries about the battle and about Aaron have basically faded for a bit, saying, "The more of humane reasons." Talking about the commander isn't what I should be saying. If anything, if Isaac and Dirka get communication towards me, tell them that their shore leave will be that on the surface and on the base, and at the airport base as well, in the Northern Territories. With then soon, Captain saying, "Of course, I'll let you know, Commander." With that, the two salute to each other before LaCroixet heads back to his quarters through the elevator. Then soon he takes a deep breath, removing his mask. As soon he couldn't help but slam his fist into the elevator doors. Within saying, "That bastard, those bastards, those worthless peons." Again blaming me for his screw-ups? How was I supposed to know about that damn mobile suit? Not all of the G weapons were completely the same. The only thing that some of them had in common was that they had phase shift armor. Not only that, that mobile suit's phase shift armor didn't exist. Doesn't have phase shift armor. That means its power source and its armor is completely and utterly different from normal mobile suits. And don't even get me started with the bullshit that was that mobile suit. That pilot. How did he know? How does he know that I am a clone of that bastard El Flaga? As he says the name with so much venom that it almost seems like poison to him. Then soon he comes and say, calm down. You have to think things through. Within soon, the elevator stops as he puts on his mask as soon as possible, straightens up his appearance before soon heading out to his quarters with a few of the soldiers of the Lesseps begins to salute to him, with him doing it back as he soon arrives back into his quarters, with then soon removing the mask again, taking a deep breath as he gets annoyed once again, saying, "I'm so tired of playing the role of the so-called charismatic and also benevolent commander. It pisses me off to these worthless human peons." Within LaCroixet taking another deep breath, saying, "I need to go through my contacts. I need to know on those who are able, all of the people who knew about the damn cloning project. If that's the case, then..." Within soon, LaCroixet begins thinking of a certain little boy that he's worried about could be in danger as well, saying, "Ray, please be all right." Then soon, he gets a call through his personal terminal. With that, he answers it as it being from both Athrun and Nicole, saying, "Athrun, Nicole, are you two okay?" Then Nicole saying, "Yes, we're doing okay, sir. If anything, we were wondering if we could speak to you, if you're not too busy and if it's possible." Then soon, of course, saying, "No, it's okay, boys. Meet me in my office. I'll speak to the both of you as well." Then soon, both Athrun and Nicole close the communication as well. Then LaCroixet taking a deep breath, putting himself back together, back to the face, back to the mask that he's basically built up for literal years as that of a suave and charismatic leader, but also a traitor to both coordinators and naturals alike, hoping for his plan of genocide to begin. Then soon leaving his quarters, heading to his personal office. Then soon back with that of the remaining forces of the 8th Fleet, as soon the Admiral Hal Burton heads back to the lunar base of the Earth Alliance. Soon the communications officer of the Earth Alliance saying, "Admiral Hal Burton, how many forces did you lose? And do anyone needs that of medical attention?" Then soon the Admiral, still in his captain chair, saying, "We have we have some ships that still have some wounded. As for everything else, we lost so many ships, but still many brave men and women are still okay. We wish for that of be able to repair our ship, and hopefully that of asylum for the time being before we move back out for our patrols." After saying that, the opera saying, "Yes, sir." Then soon, she closing. With that, Admiral Hal Burton couldn't help but sigh, but then wondering, that boy's mobile suit, it was able to destroy an entire fleet effortlessly. Personally, I should be saying we're glad that somebody like him is on our side. However, he is a mercenary. He fights for coin, but within soon he remembers his conversation with Aaron. Within saying, "You are a good man, and a good man such as you doesn't deserve to die." That also not only that, you should also be wary of the higher ups of the Alliance. Some Blue Cosmos is more powerful than people give them credit for today. With then hearing that, and then also remembering the Cyclops system under Josh, as he begins thinking, if the Blue Cosmos is truly has more control over not just the Atlantic Federation, but almost the entirety of the Alliance as a whole, then what am I going to do? How long will this war continue to last? How many soldiers are only filled with hatred of wanting to kill innocent coordinators? With then soon, the Admiral Halliburton's secretary saying, "Sir, we're reaching the base now." With then soon getting out his train of thought, saying, "I see. Make sure to dock the Agamemnon as soon as possible." With then the secretary saying, "Yes, sir." With that, the remaining ships of the 8th Fleet finally arrive to the lunar base. As they arrive, a few engineers and a few soldiers began to help out as many wounded and also repair the battleships of the Alliance. Within, the Admiral and many of the bridge crew began to leave and disembark to the base, with then soon seeing that of a welcome party, with a few soldiers saluting and also clapping to the Admiral and his staff, with him being completely shocked and surprised, wondering why is that? With then soon another high officer, as he has that of tan skin, black hair, and also that of brown eyes, with his hair going down all the way to his neck. Within him flying to the Admiral, as then saying, "Rear Admiral Dwayne Halliburton, well done out there, sir." With then saying, as he soon salutes alongside everyone else as well, saying, "Rear Admiral Jakar Rower, it's good to see you as well, sir, and thank you for allowing us to land." With then soon, the Admiral couldn't help but raise his hand up, saying, "If anything, we should be thanking you. To be honest, a hero like you were able to bring down at least many of the 10th Fleet of the ZAFT forces. If anything, you are amazing." And we also hear that the new Archangel was able to land to Earth. Sadly, we didn't hear from anything from HQ about it landing right straight to Josh, which means it most likely veered off course. Oh boy, not gonna lie, higher ups and many of the Admiral board isn't going to like that. Within, Halliburton couldn't help but actually sigh as well, saying, Of course they're not going to like that. Many of them are sticklers for the rules and protocol as well. Well, however, I do trust in my student, Narumi Ramius. I believe she'll have a better chance. She'll make it there as soon as possible. And once the strike is data is sent there and we'll be able to mass produce mobile suits, everything will be fine. With then soon, Rower couldn't help but say, "Are you sure about that?" Within soon, the Admiral couldn't help but look at his fellow Admiral and friend, saying, "What do you mean?" With then looking around, but soon looking at his subordinates, as many of them soon basically salute and then fly off to somewhere else. With then soon he looking at his secretary, saying, "Sir, Lieutenant, make sure to look at all of the repairs and make sure they go smoothly." With then the secretary, "But sir," saying, "Lieutenant, that is an order." With then soon he couldn't help but clench his fist, saying, "Yes, sir, understood." With that, the Blue Cosmos supporter couldn't help but fly off in that of annoyance. Soon, Jakar couldn't help but say, "Oh boy, you already got one of them snuck into your ranks already. Who knows how many were there left in your forces?" Soon, the Admiral saying, are you talking about the Blue Cosmos?" Saying, "Exactly." Soon walking around, as they soon float around, within them arriving to that of a secluded hallway in the base. Saying, "My sources say that there are tons of, Blue Cosmos activity acting all not just across Earth, but also and also activity in that the Atlantic Federation has been completely and utterly quiet." Hearing that, the Admiral couldn't help but say, "What do you mean by absolutely quiet?" Saying, "I mean quiet as like Blue Cosmos doesn't exist, or rather, they have no reason to basically show themselves." And it's not just in the Atlantic, but also the Eurasian forces as well. Thinking, "What do you mean?" It's almost like they're preparing, or rather, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. I hear there is also rumors about how ZAFT plans on attacking Panama, and about believing that would be the best chance to get rid of our last remaining mass driver. The Admiral saying, "That makes sense. If they are able to capture or destroy our last remaining mass driver, especially being in Panama, then that means that they'll be able to ground our forces. We won't be able to receive any that of supplies from neither that of Earth, and many of us space forces, such as my own, would be defenseless." Soon, the other Admiral couldn't help but say, "That makes sense. It's logical, but what if?" Soon, Halliburton looks at his friend, saying, "Jakar," saying, "Hear me out. I've heard some talks in that of higher ups. Also, even a certain little birdie in spies and ZAF have also said something too. I'm not sure if it's legit, but what if they're not going after Panama? What if, hear me out, they go after our heart, they go after our first heart and soul on Earth?" Soon, Admiral Halliburton couldn't help but have his eyes widening in that of shock and that of fear and realization, saying, "You don't mean..." "Yep, most likely they're going after Josh A. If anything, they plan on ending this war as swiftly and soon as possible." Soon, the Admiral's eyes widening and shocked and thinking, "It can't be. Then that means he was..." Soon, Jakar continues speaking, saying, If they take Josh A, it's most likely we'll lose this war entirely in that of the Earth front." And soon, Halliburton grabs this fellow officer by his collar. Soon, Jakar saying, "What the... Daryl, what the hell are you?" Saying, "Jakar, listen to me. Josh A, if ZAF forces do go to Josh A, it's not going to go well for them. If anything, it's most likely going to be a trap for them. And not just for them, but also for our own soldiers. Our own officers are going to be nothing but sacrifices for the Alliance." Soon, Jakar saying, Whoa, Daryl, calm down. Calm down, man. What do you mean by that?" Admiral looking soon come to a realization, saying, "I've gotten information that could actually change the Alliance, and can actually prove the reason on why Blue Cosmos has been quiet for the past couple of months." Soon, Jakar looking at his friend, saying, "Well, don't leave me in the dark. If I can tell my forces, I can actually get this to HQ, and then soon, Halliburton shaking his head, saying, "You don't get it. The higher ups, the Admiral Board, they know about this. They're the ones who are planning this." With then, soon, the admiral couldn't help but be shocked, saying, what do you, with saying, I believe, just like in that of Endymion, there's going to be, Joshua has a Cyclops system, and they're going to use it on the ZAFT forces that invade Joshua. They're most likely going, and they're also going to cost the lives of the people of the Alliance soldiers there. With then hearing this, the other admiral couldn't help but be shocked as his mouth drops, with his eyes widening out of shock and horror, saying, how did you get this information? And why the hell are those bastards doing this again? Why? It just makes no sense. After what happened at Endymion, I thought that was a last resort, just for a way to make sure that ZAFT forces didn't take our weapon cache, and yet, with then soon Halberd saying, I believe the reason why is because Blue Cosmos is part of the Admiral Board. Many of our higher ranking officers, our superiors, are members of that terrorist front. Hearing this, Jakar couldn't help but be shocked, saying, my God, after everything, after so much, we fought this war because of Blue Cosmos. This war started because of those bastards. And now we're going to continue being pawns for them? Continue being used as tools for those bastards? It's within soon slamming his fist into the hallway, that of annoyance, anger, and frustration, saying, damn it! Fucking damn it! After so many of my own men, good men and women, have lost their lives, even some new recruits too. All of them. And all in the name of their goddamn pure and blue world. Why? Why is this happening? Daryl, please, tell me there's more. With then, soon, the Admiral couldn't help but shake his head to his friend, saying, that's all I do know. I'm sorry. With then, the other Rear Admiral couldn't help but sigh, calming himself down while pinching the bridge of his nose to make sure to stay calm, but then saying, okay then, tell me, what we are going to do? With then, soon, the Halberton couldn't help but stroke his mustache before saying, I have a plan, but it's going to be a rough one. How long do you believe that it will take before the attack on Joshua begins? Saying, my estimation, 3 months. 3 months until the attack begins. After saying that, soon saying, all right then. Until it happens, we may get reports, possibly even get promotions to go and aid that of the defense of Joshua. If that happens, I have a plan, but you may not like it. But then his friend looks at him, dead in his eyes, saying, as long as it can stick it to those Blue Cosmos bastards, I could care what it is. With then soon, Halberton basically pats the shoulder of his friend and fellow admiral. Couldn't help but smile, saying, thank you. All right, here it goes. As he begins explaining what he plans to do. With then soon, back on Earth, on the other hand, in the city of San Francisco, where in that of a massive, quite beautiful building with in one of the office where the nameplate says that of Director of National Industry Defense Chairman, as says Maruda Azriel, the director who's in charge of weapons development of, the Alliance, or rather, the Atlantic Federation. But most importantly, he's also known to be the leader of Blue Cosmos. However, the public doesn't know that, and not even many officers know about that. However, a select few, such as those in the Alliance, and even those in the plants, know about this man and his ideology of wiping out all coordinators for their blue and pure world, as they say. With then the man looking over the reports, with then looking over on what happened at Heliopolis, then at Artemis, as he goes through reports from that of the Archangel ship given to him by many of the honorable board of the Atlantic Federation, thinking, how this is ridiculous, so damn ridiculous. We even worked with Morgan. We even secretly worked with Morgan Reed. If it wasn't for the Zahaku family giving us the resources to use Morgan Reed on that of Heliopolis, that we would have had a better chance. Now, all that hard work for several months now basically gone down the drain. It's a good thing that was basically, well, Hal Burton's pet project after all, and basically giving him the civil liberties of doing what he wished. But now, as he soon switch over to another project, showing that of a mobile suit that's similar to the Strike. However, the weapon system is completely is downgraded, and there's no phase shift armor on it, as it's called that of the Strike Dagger. Not only that, other types of dagger-like mobile suits as well, similar to many of the other G weapons, being the Gundams. Now we can focus on mass producing these mobile suits. And then looking over to another project, seeing that's 4 other mobile suits all in a row, with the code names that of Raider, Calamity, Forbidden, and Massacre, with Azrael soon having that of a feral grin on his face, saying, with these mobile suits, we'll be able to finally eradicate every last one of those worthless and disgusting space monsters, those damn coordinators, with having that of a feral grin on his blonde-haired face, with then soon going back to the reports before then seeing on with the Archangel, as then it begins to get a little bit curious and strange, as they soon see that, as bring up the fact of a mysterious 6 mobile suit similar to that of the G weapons appears, defends the Archangel, and also defends that of the Montgomery, the ship which the NASA class ship with had that of Foreign Minister George Ouster, one of their minor members of Blue Cosmos, who's been really struggling a lot and has been trying his best to get into the inner circle of directors, of course, which is composed of all Blue Cosmos members in charge of the Atlantic Federation. However, what truly gets his curiosity is the 6 mobile suits and its capabilities, saying that it's a high maneuver type that's even faster than even the Aegis, and not only that, was even adamant on letting go of Lacus Klein. Hearing that, he did get a little pissed, wondering if the bastard was a coordinator and is trying something. However, looking through the person, as all they got is a name named Ace, his heritage that of Arabic and somewhat Atlantic Federation, and also he's natural. With then soon, Azrael couldn't help but be shocked, wondering that's impossible. He looks like a coordinator. He's able to pilot a mobile suit like a coordinator. There's no doubt. They had to mess up the test. I know it's a warship, but even so, every machine on this planet has basically the ability to know what a coordinator even is, and yet he looks like a coordinator, and yet he's a natural. It's ridiculous. I need to figure this out. With then looking back over the reports once again, with then looking at the battle over orbit with that of the 8th Fleet and the 10th Fleet, with then soon Azrael was other shocked, hearing from the reports, not from that of the Archangel, but the reports coming from that of the 8th Fleet, saying that the mobile suit was able to destroy half of the entirety of the 10th Fleet with with 3 solitary blasts that destroyed almost five battleships, alongside that of over 50 mobile suits and even saved the Rear Admiral himself. With that, Azrael was completely and utterly dumbfounded and shocked about the reports, believing that they were basically been fabricated, with thinking, that's impossible. There's no way. This can't be real. There's no way in hell a mobile suit like that has that much power. It's unreal. With then soon, Azrael gets that of a phone. Here's his desk phone going off. With then, as he's currently that in a bad mood, before he reaches for the phone, he calms himself down, puts on that mask of basically charm and finality, and then soon answers the phone saying, "Yes, this is Director Maruda Azrael. Who am I speaking to?" With then soon hearing the voice saying, Lord Azrael, it's me, Alster." With then saying, Alster, I'm glad to see that you're okay. Well, as much as possible. How did you see how your daughter is well on the Archangel? Saying, she's fine, but however, I have to say, she decided to enlist into the military and stay on the Archangel. When I heard about this, I was trying to prevent her from doing it, but I was too late. She said she wanted to go say goodbye to Sai and her little friends, even that damn coordinator brat as well. But then soon after, she enlisted, and by then it was impossible. I'm worried, but personally, I'm not too worried. As long as that young mercenary is part of that team, part of the Archangel, I know my daughter will be safe. With then soon Azrael realizing bringing up the mercenary of the mobile suit that was in the battle over orbit, with then saying that I also wants to ask you things, Alster. Where are you calling from, by any chance? With then soon George Alster saying, I just arrived in Orb, and I'm currently in my Orb vacation home. I'm about to, in the next 2 days or so, I should be able to arrive back to the Atlantic Federation and resume my duties as foreign affairs. With then soon, Azrael couldn't help but click his tongue at this, saying, "You haven't been useful since you basically routed out the people. You're basically not even a useful tool anymore." With then saying, "I see. We'll continue the hard work, but I have to ask, the mercenary, what's his name?" Saying, "That's the thing. He says he has amnesia, but he's also a natural. He calls himself Ace, but I believe it's a code name to be fair. But even so, it's not only that, he's part of a mercenary group composed of not just that of naturals, but it was also composed of that of coordinators too. It was the reason on why he decided to let that girl Lacus Klein go, which we could have used to basically destroy those coordinators, sir." With then Azrael grit his teeth, saying, "Figures as much. I thought so." Then saying, "Well, no matters. Even if we had the girl or not, we would still commit our plan to destroy those disgusting monsters after all. So, what else can you tell me about him?" Saying, "That's all I know. As for if you ask for me about the mobile suit, he kept it a secret. But he did say that the operating system is not the same OS we are developing for our new mass-produced mobile suits. However, it's an operating system developed by using an AI." With then hearing this, Azrael saying, An AI? Are you kidding me?" Saying, No, sir. He even said it himself. He wouldn't be able to. They say that he's been working as that of a pilot ever since he was a kid, and even trained using that of mobile fighters, to be fair. And I know the mobile suits haven't been developed since until like 2 years ago, even before the war began. But even so, it seems the AI is the one that does all the hard work, while the pilot is the one that controls the mobile suit. With then saying, "I see. Anything else you can tell me about this AI? Saying, not that I could tell you of. Well, maybe through the reports, we should be able to understand more. With then, soon, Azrael basically stroking his chin while still having the phone on, still holding the phone to his head, saying, tell me, where is the Archangel now? If I recall, they should be heading to Jashay. With then saying, sir, I was on the shuttle heading to Orb, and turns out both the duel and the strike piloted by that coordinator boy Kira Yamato was fighting in between us. It was close that the duel was about to destroy our ship. However, thanks to that mercenary saving my life again, and all of the hundreds of civilians from Heliopolis as well, we were able to we were able to go back to Orb safely. As for the Archangel, though, I think that they landed somewhere differently so they can get back both the strike and also the mercenary's mobile suit as well. With that, hearing this, soon Azrael couldn't help but grit his teeth even more and out of annoyance, saying, instead of showing up when they should have, they basically are going to take a long way around. With then, soon, Azrael getting annoyed before then taking a deep breath through his nose, with then saying, okay then, we'll just have to wait. Wait until they arrive at Jashay. By that time, the mobile suit combat data that the Archangel basically gathered from that of the strike, we should be able to mass produce that into our natural OS for that of the daggers, and even for that of our other G weapons as well. But however, as for that other mobile suit, the Archangel still hasn't given us any data on that through the reports. But they did say it has a mobile armor form, like that of the Aegis, if I recall. So we can go on that hunch about what it's capable of in battle. With then soon hearing this, George Elster saying, your wisdom has no bounds, sir. But if I had to ask, please don't kill the mercenary just yet. He may be a coordinator-loving natural traitor, but he also he saved my life twice, and has even protected my daughter as well. The least you could do is let him be, without being punished, of course, for at least caring for those space monsters. With then, Azrael couldn't help but smile giddily before then saying, of course. With then, Alistair saying, oh, of course. So before I forget, sir, there is a chance, and I mean a chance that the person that was in charge of this boy's mercenary company that they call Avalanche may have been a former director of the inner circle. With then soon hearing this, Azrael saying, you're joking. Saying, no sir. He said that he was a former superior of the Atlantic Federation, hated how it was going, so he decided to find his own mercenary company. To be honest, when he said that, I thought it might be the former director who left the Atlantic Federation as well, when Julius 7 was hit by our operatives after all. With then hearing this, Azrael's eyes wide, saying, no, it can't be. He couldn't have created an organization basically be under our noses. After all, after a year, after what happened, I even killed him myself. There's no way. Within Azrael's mind, he begins thinking of the figure that he killed, thinking of the former director, a man with that of slick back black hair, a goatee mustache, and also wearing a blue suit with coattails. With him looking back at Azrael, saying, there's no way he's alive. twisty. With then soon, as within George Astor actually hearing the growling from Azrael saying, sir, saying, Alster, when you just make sure that you come back to the Atlantic Federation in due time. Do I make myself clear? Saying, yes, sir. And also, thank you for some of the information that you gave us. You filled in some of the holes that was left in for me. With then hearing this, Alster came up and say, thank you, sir. It's all my pleasure for the good of our blue and pure world, after all. With then saying that, he soon hangs up. With then Azrael basically saying, I know that bastard's dead, but if he was able to create an entire mercenary organization behind our noses, even develop mobile suits to do so, then I need to make sure to get that damn mobile suit. I need to be the one to destroy it. Or rather, capture it. But to do that, I need a little help. After saying that, soon Azrael picks up the phone once again, type in a number, with then soon an operator saying, you are reaching a collect call outside of the Atlantic Federation to the nation of Orb. Who would you like to contact? Give me a line into that of the Zahaku family. With then soon the operator saying, 1 moment please. With that, soon the line goes busy for a bit before then another line saying that of an elegant but also stern young man coming through the line saying, hello there, Azrael. What do I owe the pleasure of? With then soon Azrael basically flipping his hair back to calm himself down, saying, Garen Zahaku, I have a proposal for you of a certain... I'm going to send... If I can get date, I'm going to send you a video in the next couple of days of a certain mobile suit that's just landed on Earth. I would prefer it if you were able to capture it for me, if you can. With then soon Zaku saying, and why should I do that, Azrael? If I last recall, it was your alliance who failed to make sure that the G weapons weren't stolen. If anything, your task was to make sure that those weapons that the alliance used those weapons. With then soon Azrael couldn't help but saying, yes, we have failed, and ZAFT does have them, but even so, we still have kept the strike. And also, this new mobile suit, well, it's a lot more stronger than the G weapons that Morgan Reed and the Alliance created combined. With then the young man having that of a curiosity, saying, okay then, do tell. Within Azrael began explaining on what he read from the reports, with even the battle in orbit, just that of a couple days ago. With then soon Zahaku could help but say, I'm intrigued. I'm actually quite intrigued now. If by any chance, where had they landed? With then soon Azrael going through the reports again, with then saying they were supposed to land in Jashay. I wouldn't have called you if they did, but it seems that from the reports in the descending distance, especially getting that strike and the mobile suit I'm talking about, they most likely might have landed in northern Africa. With then Zaku saying, blast it. They landed in ZAFT controlled territory. I cannot send my people there and myself to gather that mobile suit. With then soon Azrael saying, you don't have to. If anything, I believe that they'll come to you. If the luck of that mobile suit and that ship is by anything, basically luck, they'll be able to get through. By that time, they'll be being chased by ZAFT forces all the time, being weak enough for you to take the mobile suit. As for the pilot, keep him locked up and send him to and send them to the Atlantic Federation. There's some information I want to get from him, if you could. With then, Zahaku basically taking a deep breath, saying, I accidentally get it. Well then, I'll do what I can. Good thing that one of the prototypes that we developed for your G weapons is still in my hands, and I've made a few upgrades to it as well. It could even surpass 2 of the G weapons currently. But until then, I will see. Make sure you send me the data and the footage of this mobile suit. I would love to know on what I'm going against and what is guiding your curiosity of it. With that, soon, Zahaku hangs up. But then, Azrael saying, I hate having to rely on those peace-loving bastards. But the Zahaku family have been useful in our development of mobile suits, even giving us the schematics that we need for our own mass-produced models. But if the war continues turning for the worse for us, we're going to need to take over that country for our own. And everything that it owns will be mine, or rather, ours. With then soon looking at a photo on his desk, as it looks like that of Azrael, but looking tanned actually, with being held by a woman that almost looks like him, but which is with long blonde hair, as it being most likely his mother. With then soon having that of a feral grin, saying, just you watch, I'm going to make you proud. Currently, all the way across the world, and currently in Orb, as the man who was talking with that of Azrael, being Roden Girin Zahaku, currently sitting at his desk while drinking some wine like that of a pretentious prick, with then sighing, saying, I was planning on making sure to gain that, red and blue frame mobile suits that were taken from us. Even the green frame and that of the purple frame would be useful. But I guess I can go on a little bit of a little excursion for Azrael. Heck, if anything, I would be able to gain some information on this new mobile suit. A 6G weapon. One that we didn't even know about. If that's the case, then let's see what it's capable of. And if it's a mobile suit that Azrael wants, maybe it's a mobile suit that's worthy of my taste, worthy of somebody as elegant and as powerful as me. With then soon, Zahaku stands up from his chair, leaves his desk. Within soon, he planning his attack for when the Archangel and the Loveless appear. Soon, a week later, the Vesalius finally arrive alongside the remaining soldiers of the 10th Fleet arrive back at the plants, heading to Aprelius 1. With then soon, Athrun, Nicole, and that of Lacroixet soon arrive, with some soldiers and politicians welcoming the 3 and the crew of the Vesalius as well. Within soon, Zagan also arrive with having that of a much bigger welcome party, mostly coming from that of multiple soldiers and also some civilians who respect the man quite a bit. With Lacroixet looking at Zagan, within Zagan looking at Lacroixet before scowling, and then heading off, and then walking off with the remainder of his men and the people who were waiting for him as well. With then Lacroixet soon looking at one of the men who were waiting for him, saying, You're Patrick Zala's secretary, right? Saying, yes, actually. Saying, good. I plan on giving my report to him and the plant's council in a little bit. There's somebody I need to see before then. Within soon, looking back at Athrun and Nicole, saying, As for you two, like I said, see this as your shore leave for at least a week or so. After that, we're gonna head back to Earth. So prepare yourselves and enjoy what time you have. With then, both Nicole and Athrun salute to Lacroixit, with then saying, "Yes, sir." With then soon, Nicole saying, "I'm probably gonna go see how my mom and dad are doing, but knowing my dad, he's already with the council, so," saying, of course. You plan on going to see Lacus?" With then Athrun's basically nodding, saying, "Yeah, I am." With then soon Nicole saying, "Of course, makes sense. You would still be worried for her after her harrowing experience on the Archangel. But even so, she didn't seem so shake up or worried at all. Maybe she's a lot more stronger than we give her credit for." With then soon Athrun looks down, thinking that possibly because she met somebody, two people who actually enjoyed her time, or rather just one of them. With then soon saying, "I'm gonna head out. See you, Nicole. Maybe we can meet up later on." With that, Nicole saying, "I will like that, Athrun. See ya." With then soon, the two leave as well. As for Lacroixit, he soon heads to that of a pretty sizable and big mansion higher up, and that of Aurelius 1, with then him soon exiting out of the car as it soon sped off. With then he heads to the mansion, types into a code before the massive gates open, and then heads into the mansion, with then opening the doors, with then saying, "Durando, are you here?" With then hearing the echo as a man with that of pale skin, dark raven black hair, with that of somewhat of clothes on what you would see on that of a noble or a politician, as right beside him being that of a boy with that of long blonde hair, was basically standing behind him, as he soon basically has that of a cheerful face, as he runs down the stairs saying, "Rao, you're back!" With then soon Rao basically holding on to the boy, saying, "Of course, I had some time off, and I wanted to see how you were doing, Ray." With then saying, so you came all the way here for me? You really do have a lot of time on your hands, don't you?" With then soon the man known as the Randall comes down saying, So I heard what happened in the Battle of Orbit. Are you okay?" Saying, "That's the thing I want to speak to you about. Do you have time?" With then soon the Randall basically nods his head, with soon Ray saying, "Can I come along?" With then saying, "Sorry, Ray, not this time. But after I'm done, I plan on meeting with the council. If you would like, we can spend time together before I have to meet with them. And after I'm done, we can even head out to eat if you would like." With then hearing this, Ray can help but feel happy that the man that he sees is that of a mixture of that of a brother and a father is paying attention to him. With then soon the two leave, with then Durandal saying, "You wouldn't have come all this way just for a social visit, Rao. And you always do check on to see how Ray is doing. So why now?" With then soon Durandal realized that Rao has removed his mask, showing his face, with then saying, "Gilbert, we have a bit of a problem here." With then soon Durandal couldn't help but be utterly shocked, realizing that he wouldn't have removed his mask if the situation isn't serious. With then soon as the two take a seat in between, with that of two sofas, with in between being that of a crystallized chess piece, in the table being out of a crystallized chess set, with then soon Gilbert saying, "Tell me, Raoul, what is having you shaken?" With then soon, as the two began to play chess, within LaCroix couldn't help but speak up, saying, "Somebody know about my identity, my true identity, and also he may also know about my plans for the eradication of both the plants and Earth as well." With soon, as within, Durando couldn't help but be looked up in shock, saying, "I see." But soon reverted back to that of calmness, saying, "Mate, do you know who he is?" Saying, "No, I did." He calls himself Ace, and he's a mercenary from a group calling themselves Avalanche. I haven't heard anything about this group before, but seeing that they're so secretive that even I haven't heard about them proves that they are a threat. Not only that, they have a mobile suit quite powerful that could even handle me as well. Not only that, the pilot itself too, he's no joke. If anything, he's more dangerous than anyone I've ever faced. Even that bastard LaFlaga as well." With then soon, Durando couldn't help but when he moved his chess piece across his arms, saying, "I see. Maybe this is a sign, Raoul." After saying that, soon LaCroix looks at his friend and that of, ally, saying, "Why do you say that? How is this a sign?" With Durando finishing saying, "It's a sign to say that maybe you should stop this genocidal plan of yours. Maybe it's not necessary. It's not needed, to be fair." With then soon, Raoul couldn't help but say, "How is it not needed? You and I have seen the worst of humanity. You and I have seen nothing but as these humans continue to slaughter one another, continue to place that of genetics over that of what's needed. Not only that, my existence, not just mine, but also Ray's. We are abominations that humanity has created, basically proving that humanity does not give a damn about anyone but themselves, that they are selfish, hateful, and spiteful creatures. Co-destruction is what the human race deserves than anything. And I'm making sure that plan happens." With then hearing this, soon Durando moves a chess piece once again, as then soon saying, "Check." With then soon LaCroix looks down at looking at the chessboard, seeing that his king is wide open to that of a pawn, and possibly that of a bishop as well. Before soon LaCroix taking a deep breath, saying, I am losing my mind here." With then soon Durando saying, yes, you are. But I can understand the reason why. All of the contacts all the people who knew of your existence, who knew of what you've done, and even knew about what you also did to that of Yul and Hibiki, and all of the researchers developing the Ultimate Coordinator project as well. However, what if the people that you've killed that know about your existence, they told people, select people that you wouldn't know anything about, or wouldn't believe they would know anything about you. After all, LaFlaga completely forgot that you existed, possibly after you scarred him by burning down his entire home and loved ones as well. With then soon LaCroix couldn't help but say, you are right about that. But if that's the case, then I need to make sure that I kill that pilot. As for my plan, this is just nothing but a setback. I still plan on killing him. I still plan on exacting my vengeance, my birthright to destroy every life on the plants and on the earth. That is what needs to be done. To achieve true peace, we must achieve true silence. Then after saying that, soon Lucroycet changed the tactics of the chess match, within soon putting Durandal on the defensive. Within soon, Durandal couldn't help but smirk, saying, "Seems that you're back to your old self again." With then soon, Lucroycet saying, "I guess I just needed time to vent. That's all." With then soon the door opening, with then saying, "If you're really that worried about this person and worried about your plans going smoothly, then maybe I should tag along on your next sortie." Soon after hearing the young man, as both Durandal looked back at the person entered the room, with then soon behind the door as it being Ray, with then a young man wearing that of a ZAFT uniform. However, it seems that he is a red coat, and also having that of short blonde hair that's curled up, actually, with also having that of blue eyes, with him wearing that of a necklace that's all dyed red, with a symbol on it, with that of a crimson red skull, with him having that of a feral grin on his face. With then soon Lucroycet couldn't help but smile, saying, maybe it is time after all. After his visit with Durandal, and soon taking Ray with him to meet with the council, also taking the mysterious other young man with him as well. As the three enter the car, with then soon Lucroycet couldn't help but ask the young man, saying, "I didn't know that you arrived back at the plants." Saying, "You never bothered calling, Croycet, so of course not. But even so, I've basically have been removed from my squad. So now I'm actually looking to be recruited into another one. Got any spots open?" With then soon Lucroycet couldn't help but giggle, saying, "We did lose one of our redcoats in a firefight back in Heliopolis. So there is a position opened after all." With then hearing this, soon the young man couldn't help but smile, saying, "Good. I was hoping more for a challenge, to be fair. But to be honest, your little the plan that you have, if somebody already is aware of it and knows of it, who's to start the chance that there are more people who also know about this as well? If a mercenary knows, possibly even the higher-ups may know as well." With then soon, Lucroycet couldn't help but sigh, saying, that is a possibility. But given that I haven't been contacted or basically been court-martialed or even investigated for the past couple of months or so, doubtful. And besides, the incident happened years ago. Doubtful anyone would be willing to tackle that case after so long. It's been 16 years since what happened. With that, Lucroycet seems completely confident. Within the young man couldn't help but say, "So, it's your choice, Lucroycet. I'm just giving you my opinion. That's all." Within, Lucroycet couldn't help but smile, saying, "And I appreciate your opinion and your words of advice, Shield." With then soon the young man known as Shield couldn't help but actually smile, saying, "Sure, whatever." With then soon, as they head off to the council, within Lucroycet giving out his report and about everything else, with many of the counselors feeling somewhat worried about this more powerful mobile suit, with even Supreme Chairman Klein wanting to applicate more and more to peace to make sure that a loss like this doesn't happen again. However, a few people began to, such as that of Chairman Jewel, Isaac's mother, and even that of Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of Defense being Patrick Zala as well, began to advocate more that a mobile suit such as that needs to be their highest priority to destroy. And given that it's part of the Archangel, the legged ship, for example, proves that it needs to be destroyed by the Alliance. If the Alliance is able to pump out more mobile suits such as that, soon, surprisingly, it's Chairman Amalfi that speaks up, saying that the mobile suit wasn't developed by the Alliance, but developed by a mercenary corps, proving that private militaries are also developing their own mobile suits. And it should be, and if that's the case, then maybe they should need that development and also advice from another private organization, such as Chairman Ellsman also speaking up, as he says that of the Deep Space Survey and Development Organization, the DSSD, for example. I hear that they have been developing their own form of mobile suits for interstellar travel. Within hearing that from the chairman, within Patrick Zala speaking up, saying, out of the question, that organization is filled with that of nothing but traitors working with naturals. We cannot allow. Within Siegel Klein speaking up, saying, this is enough. Within everybody looking at the blonde-haired man, within saying, please listen. If this Chairman Ellsman saying, like I said, I hear that they have been developing their own form of mobile suit for deep space travel. If it's possible, if this private military also is developing mobile suits, it's possible that they were working together. If we can go in that of a humanitarian offer and ask if their mobile suits were also involved in this mobile suit's development. That's all I'm saying. Within hearing this, suit everybody welcome to the idea and taking a deep breath and listening to the words. Then Chairman Jewel couldn't help but speak up as she saying, I agree. We need time to think about this. After all, we don't want another massacre on what happened in orbit to happen again. Within Zala basically annoyed, but also calm and saying, of course, it makes sense. We'll speak to the DSSD in the next couple. Send that of a letter of introductions that we would need to speak to them about this mobile suit. LaCroixet, give us a copy of the mobile suit that you were able to fight. Also, were you able to scan anything from them as well? Within LaCroixet, basically looking down saying, no, Chairman Zala. Unfortunately, every time we tried to scan the mobile suit, the scans always come out as unreadable or as that of an error. All we could do was gain that of combat footage from many of the mobile suits, from the GINs, and also from that of my own CGUE as well. So I'll say, I guess that's all we can do for now. Soon, Supreme Chairman Klein can say, and if that's enough that we can speak of, then this meeting is adjourned. With that, soon, all of the chairmen began to leave, heading back to their own offices. As for LaCroixet, he meets with Zala before soon heading back to that of Ray and Shill as well, as he's telling him about Operation Spitbreak, with Zala telling him about Operation Spitbreak and how it's about to begin in the next 3 months or so, and to prepare to deal a devastating blow and crush to the Alliance forces. Within hearing this, LaCroixet couldn't help but acknowledge the words from Zala. As for himself, his plans for the plants and the Earth Spear is still on track as well. As for Atherin, he soon heads to meet with that of Lacus, wondering if she was okay and if she was ever hurt, as they didn't really get much to talk after sending her back to the plants. Within, Lacus basically saying that she's fine and that the people on the ship were quite nice and caring, especially the boy known as Kira and the mercenary known as Ace. Then soon, Athrun begins to remember what he heard, what he saw back in orbit, back in what he saw, what the Loveless did, then soon think, there's no way in hell a mercenary like that is kind. If he was able to kill so many innocent people so easily with an attack like that. Then soon, Black is tilting her head saying, Athrun, what do you mean? Then soon, Athrun shaking his head saying, it's nothing, don't worry. But as for that mercenary, you shouldn't trust him. He might have been acting kind to you, pretending. If anything, you should keep away from people like that. As for Kira, he's being an idiot. He's being manipulated. They're manipulating his kindness to work for the Earth forces. If he was only smart enough to realize that what he's doing is wrong, that he should come to us. Then, like I was saying, but isn't Kira a citizen of Orb? Wouldn't that mean that he'd be going against Orb no matter what? Then soon, Athrun soon spoke up saying, Orb is composed of people who abandoned their homeland, coordinators who didn't want to get involved in this war. They're nothing but traitors just as much. Then soon, Lack is saying, I see. Then what are you really fighting for, Athrun? If you're not fighting to protect people anymore, and if you're only fighting just to fight. Then soon, Athrun looks at Lacus, saying, I'm going to head out. I actually have a concert in 2 months from now, and I think I need to practice. You, on the other hand, I think if you would like to stay, I don't mind, but I think we should change the topic at least. Then soon, Athrun looks down, saying, right, you're absolutely right, Lacus. Sorry. Then the two continue to spend time together, but back on Earth, things still continue to spiral. As currently, right now, the Archangel is being stalked by two threats who are going to enjoy fighting the Strike, the Loveless, and the Strife as well. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Let's read though. Sorry this video seemed pretty damn long after all. This chapter was not going to be an action-packed chapter or going back to Eren. Next chapter, we will go back to Eren and the Archangel crew after all, and get back into the action. This chapter was more of a, show on what's happening since Eren has arrived in the Gundam into the cosmic era, and has basically changed the lot of Seed. Basically, a lot of people are now going to be plotting and scheming behind the scenes, and also going to be more weary of Eren after all, and his Gunplas too. But even so, Eren's actions have caused quite a bit of a stir, with keeping alive Admiral Halberton, also telling him about the Cyclops system and Joshe as well. Azrael being aware of, Eren and the Loveless, with now thinking that his plans, that he needs to be more surprising and shocked about mostly like that. Let's also bring up the fact about that of the Zahaku also, in his arrogant piece of shit ass, also basically wanting the Loveless too as a favor from that of, Azrael. And then now we also have that of the Croisset now wondering on how he's going to execute his plan now that somebody knows about his own plan and his identity, with him still still determined to achieve his goal of basically mutual destruction. Not only that, if you guys are also wondering about some of the characters I brought up, some of them are not actual characters from Gundam Seed, to be fair. To be honest, all of these many of the characters I brought up, such as Jakar and also Shield as well, they're all original characters. Basically, this Gundam universe that Eren is in is basically an alternate universe, an AU. In fact, well, the reason on why it's called an AU now is because of Eren's actions. And certain characters who would never be introduced into the Seed universe are also going to be introduced here. Not only that, certain aspects from that of, well, from Gundam Seed Astray and Gundam Seed Stargazer are going to make appearances in this as well. As for Eclipse, well, I need to get onto that. I only liked Eclipse because of the Eclipse Gundam, so yeah. But enough said. If you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All link in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care.